What's up, everyone? It's very early. I have been bombarded for days, and I needed a minute because this all hit me pretty hard. Just a little backstory. I am a representative in New York. I'm part of a secret society. Nothing, nothing like bad, but we do make decisions. We do represent things in debates. A long time ago in my family history, we were a part of the family that was the last living king and queen of Scotland. Queen Mary Stuart is very much a part of my bloodline. So I represent the Celtic industry. Anything that comes up with Celtic, Irish, Scottish people. Back in the day, Scotland had a king and a queen. Ireland never really had their own fully. It was kind of like blanketed over, but they were always two separate countries. They did often fight each other as well. Same with the Vikings, but when push came to shove, the Vikings, Scotland, and Ireland were teaming against the United Kingdom ish, what it's now known as the United Kingdom. So I have a lot of ties to lifting up people who are Irish. I've represented all kinds of Irish and Scottish people, and Conor was one of them. I was a fan from the beginning, even before he started coming to the States to fight and getting into the UFC and all that stuff. I was seeing videos of him fighting in Ireland through the society, and I just was like, whoa, this kid's got a lot of charisma. I like this kid. He has the traditional look of our people. So, I take this really fucking hard and really fucking personally because professionally I've attached my name to this person. Granted, all of this stuff happened 6 years ago, but since I'm in the States, although I do have access to more things than the media through this organization, we didn't have all the details until the court heard it. And let me be clear, it is extremely hard for an athlete to actually be found guilty. I'm not saying it never happens. That's probably why this wasn't handled in a criminal court. It was kicked out rather quickly because of who Conor is. So she never stood a chance of getting a criminal conviction, and that's true for most women who are raped by athletes. So they have really no other choice but to go civilly. So a lot of people are like, why didn't she take him to criminal court so he could get jail time? She actually did. She actually tried to take this criminally, and it was tossed out by her own country, which is Ireland. Ireland is no different than the United States. They protect their interests. They're people that make them money, the people that make their country look good. They are going to cover shit, okay? They're just as grimy and corrupted as any other country in that sense. So I never bought into, oh, she's just after his money. As soon as I found out that she did, in fact, try to go through criminal court, try to get him jail time, tried to be heard in that sense, and it was kicked out. Do I think she wants money? Yeah, 100%. That's 100% real. I am a victim. I was a child. I never took this person to court. But if I was an adult and this happened to me, and I tried to go to court to get him in trouble, like with the law, and get him put in jail, and they're like, no, fuck off, he's good for our country, we're not gonna do that to him. Bet your fucking ass I would go to civilly too. Because bet your fucking ass I'm going to make the world know what you fucking did one way or another. It wouldn't be about money for me. I think her motives are about money, but a lot of victims go to that. Like, look, I'm getting trashed all over the world. I'm being made fun of for what happened to me because I'm a woman. And this man is what? Going to get nothing. He's going to get a little fodder for a while, and it'll dip off, and he'll be back fighting again, and his life will go on, and he'll never see a day in court. I understand why women go for them financially, because at least for their trauma, at least for their fucking pain, they get something out of a horrible situation. I'm not 100% sold that everything she said was true. You're never going to get that, okay? It's been too long. There's too much hearsay, and it's just a fodder at this point. Here's what I will say. what hit the nail on the head for me as somebody who went to law school, and I think this is why she won the case. So, I think there's evidence as well in the beginning of the night. She was very hands on. Dee expressed this. We're getting into this. How she watched the footage and it looked like the woman was all over the men, attacking the men, being sexual, which is not uncommon in a lot of sex cases. Women go back to places with men, they meet people, and they start having sex with someone, and it gets violent or it gets uneasy or they change their mind and they say no. And at that point, the man is supposed to step off. As soon as someone says no, whether they initiated it or not, that person is supposed to stop. Most men don't. And that's why rape happens. Because the women initiated it, just because they changed their mind, the men's like, well, you got me all hot and bothered. You know, you started all this, now you're going to finish it. Or they think they're just teasing or like playing sexually. When a woman says no, you fucking stop. Conor didn't fucking do that. And that's bad on him. Whether he meant to rape someone or not, whether he was fucked up or not, I don't buy into that either. As soon as you hear the word no and the demeanor of that person changes and you're still getting your rocks off anyway, you're a fucking rapist. So he needs to sit with that. You are a fucking rapist. Stop denying it. Because at no point does a woman who's bleeding and has a fucking tampon in her crotch, is she gonna have you put your dick in her with that tampon still there? I mean, granted, you can take into consideration if someone is really drunk or fucked up on drugs, they might forget they have a tampon in. I fucking doubt it at her age. She probably initiated it. She was probably fucked up on drugs like all of them were. And, you know, who the fuck knows? All I know is the tampon was shoved up to the point where it needed to be removed. So something happened quicker than she thought. And in my opinion, in a legal sense, that shows force to me. Shows force because of the nature of everything that went on, the marks, all of that. That is evidence and proof of something forced. And